Welcome to Money Making Conversations. That's right, Money Making Conversations. I'm your host, Rushion McDonald. Each Money Making Conversation talk show is about entrepreneurship and entertainment. I provide the consumer and business owner access to celebrities, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and industry decision makers. It is important to understand that everybody travels a different path to success. That is because your brand is different. The challenges you face in your life are different. So stop reading other people's success stories and start writing your own. Now, you can be motivated by their success because their stories can offer direction and help you reach your goal through planning and committed effort. My guests on Money Making Conversations have that same passion, and they share that information during their interview when we talk about their career, motivation, and what they're promoting, how they live a balanced life, as well as their secrets to success. My next guest, he's in studio with me, and I'm excited, was raised in Gumbo Country, New Orleans, Louisiana. See, I'm a Houston boy, Houston, Texas, so
that's right.
I-10 East. I know about that.
Oh, y'all got
Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Alexandria, my man.
Right,
my parents from Shreveport, Bossier, so I got a whole lot of
Louisiana. Full spectrum.
There you go, brother. I'm a little north, but south is different from the north.
No.
Louisiana.
Yeah, but we eat gumbo. Everybody eat gumbo. Everybody can come together on that one.
But that root got to be right, though.
It's got to be right.
There you go.
It has to be.
He currently spends his time between Atlanta, Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York. All four cities I've lived in fully, where he always is working hard on a multitude of projects like a starring role in the musical drama Star on Fox, HBO's Insecure, my girl Issa Rae, USA's Unsolved, the murders of Tupac and Notorious B.I.G., and his role as my man, good friend, R&B singer Johnny Gill on BET's The Bobby Brown Story, which drove record numbers, 29 million viewers during premiere week. Please welcome to Money Making Conversation, my man, two-time Grammy-nominated Luke James.
Oh, yeah. How you doing, doctor? How you doing?
That lady out there.
You did. Set me up real nice.
Well, I got to set you up. When you've done something, see, I've learned over the years, I tell people when I introduce them, what we make a mistake on, their resume got to be told.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of like, you don't want to like always brag about it.
Absolutely.
But it does tell you can walk in the door for a reason.
Yes.
And be respected.
Absolutely.
Now, when did you feel in this business you started getting respected, Luke?
Wow. I've had moments.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I have moments, but I think it hasn't really been until really around now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To be fair, because I think now I've actually put in a solid. Well, now it being New Year's, a full 10 years.
Congratulations!
Thank you to my craft, being an established artist, and also jumping into a new endeavor, film and TV.
Well, it's really interesting because you are a diverse talent. You're a singer.
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes I remember when I was managing Steve Harvey, because he was a comedian, some people were envious that he was able to get sitcoms because he was a comedian.
Right.
They feel he didn't put the work into the craft.
Right.
And so he just got it because he's Steve.
Right.
He's a funny guy. And that's not fair because we all put different levels of work. What is, because I mentioned the cities, Atlanta, Chicago, which I love, that food, that cold will run you out.
That cold will run you right on out. It'll run you right on out.
Both love New York City.
Yes.
And then LA, it's just because you got to go there. You got to go there.
Yeah.
So that means you putting work into your life. There's means that there's times you would rather be someplace else.
Yeah.
But you got to be there.
You got to be
about that. Talk about that.
Well, I mean, there are different paths you must take. I mean, sometimes you don't always know it right off the bat. I left New Orleans right out of high school. Went to LA, sleeping on the couch, sleeping on the floor.
Yes, sir.
Me and my bros that I graduated from school with, and we just we had the mentality that, okay, this is what it's going to take. We need to leave New Orleans. We need to go somewhere else and start hitting the pavement there and sing there and get our name out there. And that's just really what it really is. As an actor, you're stationed different places.
Right.
And that's a beautiful thing because you if you have the time, you get an opportunity to, if you can, sink your teeth into the city that you're in. And there you can feel the pulse of what that city has, and like living in New York, that hustle and bustle. I mean, that feeling,
Hey,
that feeling you must.
People pushing you
Oh my
along.
gosh, all of it, and the attitude. Now, some may take it negative, but I took it as a positive. People don't have time.
Yes.
You know, people
yes,
really.
yes.
You have to respect people's time, and they cherish their time, and so that's why they get going. That's why it feels like, you know, as soon as you wake up at 9 a.m., you blink, it's 9 p.m. And, you know, it feels like, you know, so it's interesting.
Yeah, you know, you go to New York Midtown at 2:00 in the morning. It feels like a 5:00.
Oh, yeah.
In the regular city.
Yes.
And that's the crazy part about New York City. And I always tell people that, you know, reason I bring up those different locations, 'cause each one of those cities are different.
Yes.
And you walk away with a sense of what that culture is,
Yes.
that atmosphere. I think it makes you a much more rounded person.
It does. I think so too. I think traveling is absolutely it's imperative to any person. I think you have to, at some point in your life, you have to have. I hope you're blessed to have a nomad period in your life where you just live a bunch of different places. I mean, because I think it's just really important to know about the world.
Right.
You know?
You know, it was really funny just watching you talk, listening to you talk. I feel like I'm talking to a poet. You know,
wow.
A poet, and it's really cool. And then I'm talking to Luke James, 2-time Grammy nominated singer, artist. You know, and I'm gonna tell you what. I really want to tell you why I love talking to you, because see, when I left IBM to do stand-up comedy, one thing I always wanted to do was have multi-levels of income. And then I like that's what you're doing.
Yes.
See, it's really rough in this business, man, because there can be more setbacks than gains.
Yes.
And the setbacks are what turn people around. They turn them around.
Absolutely.
You know, we look at this business. There's a lot of people who have gifts. There's a lot of people who have that passion, but those setbacks, man, can stop you because you really don't have anybody to turn to.
Yeah.
I always tell people, you know, you can talk to somebody who's a secretary, you can talk to somebody who's throwing mail, because they have people that's relatable to the normal person.
Yeah.
But you telling somebody at 18, I'm going to LA.
Right.
All they think about is all them other stars, Denzel, Samuel L.
Yeah.
People, they can't think of Luke James.
Right.
How you gonna make it, dude? Who you know?
Right. Who? Yeah. You have to really believe in yourself. You have to. I mean, you have to be out of your mind in the sense of in the sense of your belief.
Right.
And
your passion.
Your
right?
passion. And it truly has to be yours. It can't be no one else's. Because I think that's where, you know, people say, well, how do you say it? Because everybody kind of like, you know, thinks they're supposed to. Well, not everybody's really living their truth. I think not everybody's walking in their particular steps. They're seeing someone else's influence, someone else's influence is making them do something maybe that isn't completely right for them.
Right.
And there's a hole at the end of that tunnel. There is some sort of place where they'll realize that this isn't for them, and that's sometimes the downfalls in that. But that's why you have to really, really find that and know for sure that this is what you want to do, and then go for blow.
Right. Now, you know, the really cool part about listening to you, because at that age, I experienced it at my age, you know, because I left on the road. You did it at 18. At 26, I decided to make a decision that I'm tired of IBM. I looked around, you know, I got enough, you know, Showtime had named me the funniest comic in Texas 3 years in a row. I figured that was enough to go out there and test it. I had enough credits, you know, some walking papers to get out there and see if I could do this. But even when you get out there, you're still alone. Did you go to LA by yourself?
Well, I went to LA with two of my bros that I went to high school with.
Okay.
We were in a group, a trio.
Okay.
And then you know, some parts of the business weren't understood, and some issues, you know, family issues and whatnot came about, and then we kind of fell apart. Our group. Right. I had to make a decision. Whether to stick around with my two brothers who decided to leave LA, decided that they were going to leave LA, or stay in LA and fend for myself. And
that's the key word right there. Fend for yourself.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's why they left.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. A lot of people want to be stars. A lot of people want the dream or the pot at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of loneliness.
Yeah, it is. There is.
And it's a lot of self-doubt. You have to, you know, if you have faith, you have to
It's so much, man. It's so much. It's so much. You know, I mean, you know, let's speed up to the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I say for me, have been one of the hardest times for me. Just finding myself,
Right.
Finding what I love, finding out my truth, just in general, in career. Is this music? Is this what I want to do? Continue to do? Is this what I'm supposed to do?
Right.
Also, is this all I have?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And around that time is really scary, and then also just personal life, love and wanting to be in love and trying to have a life, and am I
the poet? Come on, poet!
Am I putting everything inside of this?
Write this song in front of me. Write this song in front of me.
You know, because am I putting my career ahead of living life and stuff, and am I missing out on things? You know, and you know, it was a lot. You know, going through not feeling like I was being appreciated at a label. You know, trying to, I mean, getting all of these opportunities, but not fully being able to capitalize on
maximize them.
Yeah, maximize them, because I didn't completely have the artistic freedom that I needed, that I needed in order to capitalize on so many of the things that were coming to me, like film.
So you went 5 years. I'm gonna go another 5 years. Okay, cool. Today, you know, I'm in my staff. You know, we do a meeting. All right, and I always say, find out what guests gonna come on the show or interested in come on the show, and I got staff in Jersey and Richmond, and conference call, and I go, then Luke James' name come up. Then I hear the word chocolate drop.
Oh wow! Oh wow! I don't claim it.
Hey, I couldn't even get past, you know, what does he do? What does he got out? No. The chocolate drop is going to be on the show. He going to be on the show. So that means there's some good times happen out there when you carry a moniker with the ladies called Chocolate Drop.
Yes, no, truly. No, I honestly, to be fair, it wasn't a thought in my mind. I mean, the ladies make the choice. They decide what it is. I just throw my hands up and say, yes, I'll be there for you.
That's how you get a sold out show in Atlanta. That's how you get a sold Friday night, tomorrow night.
That's right.
Sold out at a masquerade.
Man, I'm grateful.
And it's you. And it's
just
you.
Me. Yeah. Wow. Just me. I'm truly grateful. Mm-hmm. Truly grateful. This is
Luke James.
Yeah. This is
LJ.
This is
New Orleans boy.
Done.
Yeah. 18 years old. I'm gonna go follow my dream.
Yeah, got to.
Chocolate drop.
Here I am. Actor.
Oh, yes, sir.
Man, I mean, wow, you're making me think of these things. Like, I'm just grateful, man.
Because it's a journey, man.
Absolutely.
It's a journey. What I try to do in Money Making Conversation, I've been blessed because I know you. I know you from the highs and the lows, and there's some levels you're going to get that I've experienced. You know, private jets, just walking in, red carpets, multitudes, and things like that. Because I want you to experience that because you're going to pay it forward because you hear the way I talk. You know, because my legacy is sharing my experiences with the younger generation, let them know it's possible.
Absolutely.
But what happened to me, I started believing in myself later in the game. Mm. I'm asking you to believe in yourself now. That the opportunity to give, follow, lead with them. Because those sad moments can't win. No. And what cannot beat you is you. Yeah. And that's all I'm saying in this interview because we got a lot to talk about because we're going to get into that. Yeah. But the journey is important for my listeners to hear that you're a special young man and you can have all these credits. Yeah. And then what do you do with those credits? How do you build? How do you turn opportunity into momentum? Yeah. And this is what this conversation, this is what this interview is about. You're living momentum now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The shy.
You know
what I'm saying? That's
momentum.
Right. Momentum.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Going.
You know. Tour.
Non-stop.
You're singer.
It's moving.
Actor.
That's right.
You know, a double header. You're a double header, baby.
I can barely touch the ground.
You know, but you know something? You're humble.
Yeah.
You know, because of the fact that we got our time twisted up on this meeting. Yeah. You didn't jump out and go, I'm out. Yeah. You said, I'm gonna hang in there. We're coming to apologize about the time confusion. But that's important people to understand that's who you are. Yeah. You know, because you understand situations. You know, you don't let an emotional moment detour an opportunity. Right. Because that's what this interview is about, an opportunity. Absolutely. So we're going to be right back with my man, 2-time, sold out show. I'm going to put that in front of the sold out show.
Sold out.
Chocolate drop. Mm-hmm. Luke James.
We'll be right back with more From Rushion McDonald and Money Making Conversations. Don't touch that dial.
Money Making Conversations continues online at www.moneymakingconversations.com and follow Money Making Conversations on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time you stop thinking about your dreams and put some plans into action.
Hi, this is Rushion McDonald, and you're listening to Money Making Conversation. I said, Money Making Conversation. I have an incredible guest, man. I mean, you're really enjoying this interview because it's an interview about the truth.
Yes.
And I think the more and more I tell the truth on the show, Money Making Conversation, people understand why I do it. Mm-hmm. And you share your youthful, the plight of saying, I made a decision when I was 18. A lot of people make a decision when they're 18 to go to college.
Right.
But see, that path wasn't your path.
No.
Why?
You know, I knew early on. I knew in school. I knew in high school. I knew in middle school. Mm-hmm. I remember in middle school saying, "Whoa, 4 more years of school." In 8th grade, I remember saying, 4 more years? I don't know if I could do another 4 after that, and then another 4 after that, depending on what it is I want to do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I realized, man, I'm an artist. I knew I was an artist, and I knew that I needed to live life, and I knew life for me wasn't happening inside of the classroom. Mm-hmm. I wish I'd have done better. Mm-hmm. I wish I had a more nurturing environment to the way that the way that my particular mind thought.
Right.
You know, mm-hmm. And that way I would have been more susceptible to the actual lessons, and then also the arts, because I think I was just really big on arts and highly distracted, and you know ADHD on top of everything.
Well, the thing about it is that because your age group gets criticized for being visionaries, for being not following the traditional path. Right. My age group, you're supposed to go to college, get a good job. Right. Then you raise your family, get a retirement. But all that starts being shattered. Yeah. Under your age group, pensions and 401ks and jobs that never laid you off or never fired you, started firing you, and companies started getting swallowed up. So you were educated that if there's no trust here, who do I trust but myself? But myself.
I put it all on myself. I knew early on. My mom knew. My mom was always on me about, like, this is your dream. Mm-hmm. This is your dream. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, when you have your kids, you have your wife, right? They're going to look to you why you don't have this and that.
Okay, well, now we're going to look at this new CD.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The title.
Yes.
Because it has a love/D. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 2 titles.
Yes, I thought it was. Mm-hmm.
To feel love, to feel loved.
That's right.
I find that those are 2 different things. You can feel love. You can feel love and not feel loved, or you can feel loved and not feel love. In a sense of being able to reciprocate it, being in a sense of it's around you, right? But you don't particularly feel it, and that's something that may not be something about your surroundings, or it could be, but it's also it's all either way it is. It's a you have to reflect on yourself. You have to look into yourself and find out what those issues are. Mm-hmm. And creating this album, that really was what it was about for me. I just was in that place of not really feeling love or loved. And I definitely have love around me, and have always had love around me. Mm-hmm. But it was just, I guess, a numbing that I was getting, part of it being in the business. Right. And and my life. And they say, it's business and not personal, but as an artist, everything's personal.
You better believe it.
So
because we are emotional people.
Yes.
It's really interesting when people, look at when I was a comedian, or you're an artist from a singing perspective. People look at you and they go, you should be always happy. You should be somewhere writing a song. Or I should be happy. Or, dude, I see life differently. Yes. I see probably more trouble than you see.
I feel everything. People really don't understand. I feel like I feel everything. I feel hurt. I can feel joy, But I mean, there's a lot going on, and especially when you're in the business, it can be tough when you're trying to really believe in yourself, push yourself through something.
Absolutely.
And you find yourself in a box. And I think this album is a bridge.
Right.
This is a bridge from that place to where I'm going. Which is way more sweeter and freeing, because this is my new endeavor, my first record as an independent artist.
There you go.
You know,
another fearless move.
Absolutely. I feel truly free. I'm in a new, I don't know, I have a new life, you know, new career path that is expanded. I've always prayed that my that I can expand that God allowed me to expand my territory, and I didn't think it'd be like this. But I'm grateful it is.
Well, this is, you know, I look at your great smile and your passion, and you're very honest, you know, about your pain. Yeah. Because I think that if you tell the truth, then you'd have no reason to lie. Right. And I think that if my story pushes you away, then I want to tell my story live.
You needed to hear it.
You needed to hear it. And so when we look at the album, talk about some of the songs on the album, why you approach the music that way, because you distinctly told us there's two titles here. Yes. So there's two different tones that are being thrown out. Yes. At this album. How many cuts on the
9 cuts. 9 cuts. 9 cuts. You know, one of the songs, and it's more of what you would call an interlude. For me, if I'm looking at it like a play, then it's an intermission. Right. And this intermission is called Gratitude. Right. And it came about in a moment, a real honest moment, where I needed to remind myself how grateful, how blessed I am. Right. You know, you know, we all get in our heads and we all think everything seems like everything is wrong and not right, and at some point, you know, and a lot of times in those moments, you got to take a breather. Everything is totally fine. That's champagne problems. That is really nothing to really allow the rest of the day to go bad. So in that moment, I happened to be in the booth in the studio, feeling that way, and
you're funny.
Yeah, I asked the engineer to give me a blank slate, man. I just need a yell right now, and I just started screaming, "I am blessed, blessed, blessed. I am blessed, blessed, blessed." And that became, I was like, wow, this is affirmation. This is something I need. This is
anthem.
An anthem. And it's for me. Again, this album is very personal. These songs, so from that song, that was a moment that I felt like I needed, and I needed to constantly hear that, and why not make a song about it? And then, wow, I think other people would need the same thing. Moving on to another song called Traveling, where I travel a lot. My life is like on the road all the time, and I'm always in a new hotel all the time. I wish I've kept the keys from each hotel. I could make
Isn't it the worst when you wake up and you go, where am I at?
Yes.
That's horrible.
Wait, where again? I don't even ask about the time. I don't know what the timetable is here. I'm just here, you know. And so that I created a song called Traveling, because I just thought, you know, I spend a lot of my times in the hotel, and when you don't know where else to go, for me, my imagination runs wild. Right. And I wanted to write something that was very cerebral and kind of spoke to that essence of just going on a voyage mentally, thinking, putting yourself where you want to be, thinking it first, and then somehow you appear there, which I think that's manifestation. I think that's the power of that. Powerful. I think that's, you have to work on that and constantly build that your manifesto up.
Now this sold out show, yes. Masquerade. It's a tour, right?
It is a tour. It's a promo tour. This is a small, intimate settings, so I can get reconnected with my day ones and my new fans, and also this is new music. Right. I want to perform and work on these records in front of people, but in a smaller setting. We'll get bigger, we'll get larger.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But right now, I just want to touch the people. I want to see them.
Tell you, so when I had Patti LaBelle on when my album came out, about a year and a half ago, she wanted to do a small tour. Yeah. Because she wanted to touch the people, you know, intimate. Because it's really interesting, man. Because I've been in Madison Square Garden. That's 19,000 people. I've been in the Phillips Arena, 15,000 people. And so I know what you can just because they laughing way back up there. I can remember I started in an 88 seat club.
Yeah.
Which is way more challenging.
Way more
Which you can see their eyeballs all the way to the back wall.
Yeah.
And so when they nod their head, you can see all of them nod their head.
Is it on? Is it working? Is it not?
Right. And that's a beautiful feeling. And so I can understand why you're doing this type of tour, because you have the right to do that.
Yeah.
You have the right to test yourself. You have the right to expand what's inside you, what you feel is right. And a lot of people go, let's go for the bigger opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's go for this. No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. You could you're gonna fall back. We all fall back.
Yeah.
But you got to know how to get up.
You have to.
And this right here,
Yeah.
giving you the tools of how to stay up.
Yes, right. That's right.
Stay up.
100%.
Stay up.
100%.
Now, I'll be remiss if I don't talk about The Shy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Chicago.
Let's get into it.
Okay, now the character you playing the little kid with the dreads, right?
So I play his older brother.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. That little kid, which I love, because he runs with the little young
Yes,
kid
yes,
and the little
yes,
chubby
yes.
kid.
Yeah. Yep.
And when he pulled out that gun,
Man.
See, I've always been worried about that kid. I mean, if you have not seen The Shy, Luke James, you're coming on this season as the older brother, and the story. Really, I really cater to these three boys because I'm always afraid for them. Because if you know anything about Chicago in the summertime is like, dude, it's like dead man walking for a young black youth, especially around 4th of July, the holidays for some reason. And I know that.
Yeah.
And so when I look at this show, I see this innocence, and then I see what could possibly go wrong for the innocence. Yeah. So to me, this character is perfect for you playing the older brother.
Absolutely.
Because you got a younger brother who thinks he knows.
Oh yeah, he thinks he knows everything, and I'm the brother that has been through it already.
Absolutely.
I've seen it already. I've been to the dark side. I've been near death, and I don't want that for him.
Right.
And so I come in by any means necessary to get my little brother out of it, to save him from this.
That's amazing. Now you know where he's at now.
Yeah.
If he's willing to pack a gun.
Yeah.
He's a man in his eyes.
Right.
And so your advice that you're going to give, I'm just telling you, we don't have to look at the episode. If you're a fan of the show, I know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Where were you at? That's the number one statement that's coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. Where were you at? That was. I mean, 100% right. It was a fight. It's a fight. It's definitely a fight because my character is the type of character that's just his way. They have similar mentalities. Yes. They have very similar mentalities. My way is the only way.
Right.
You know, and luckily my character has a love that is very supportive to him, but also to remind him of his younger self and to remind him that you can't just approach your little brother the way you think as your little brother. Right. You must approach him as another man.
It's really interesting because I have 6 sisters and 2 brothers, and one of my younger brothers, I didn't realize how much he depended on my guidance. In some ways, I may have failed him. I have to say that honestly because I was trying to live. I was trying to grow up. Sean was trying to find out how to be a man. Yeah. And so that's why this character, I'm really interested in watching and seeing you in person here. I'm really interested because you have some nice intangible as a human being.
Thank you.
And I know you're going to bring that to that role.
Yeah.
And, it's because when I say that, there's an innocence and there's also a pain because of the fact that you made mistakes because you're trying to find yourself.
Yeah.
People guided you the wrong way.
Yeah.
Now this kid is coming along, this kid being your younger brother going, you weren't there.
Right.
Okay, why should I listen to you? Okay, what can you do to make my life better?
Right.
That's a challenge, man. That's
Absolutely.
like a foot in the face.
Really, I mean, truly, I mean, this is what you see is it's the hard truth. It's a really true hard truth because I mean a lot of men we go through that and we have to. I find that it's a good opportunity for to be able to show someone reaching back, someone having that experience and trying their hardest to not stay in that experience and to pull someone out of it. Right. Not just to, but because it feels like he's just about his brother, but he cares about his brother's friends because his brother cares about his friends. So wherever his friends go, his little brother will go. So I need to care about his friends too, to make sure they're out of trouble and understand what's at stake and not to play these games. But it's Yeah, no, I'm really grateful to be able to play this particular role in this character, because I've grown up around people like this,
Right.
and people who have been through these things, and
Because in some ways, New Orleans is just a southern version of
100%,
Chicago.
100%.
You know,
I
real black people.
100%.
Very community driven.
Very soulful.
Food is a big thing
Yeah.
in Chicago as well as in New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
community.
Yes.
You know, the hood.
Yes.
The stand in it.
Yes.
And being proud of it.
Government influence, all of that.
Right.
You know?
So that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited about seeing you on this role this year. And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna close and say this, you know. Intros are what they are. They talk about what you accomplished.
Yeah.
But as we walk through this interview, you see what you are accomplishing now.
Yeah.
And so, see, that's the merge of that's the value of success.
Absolutely.
You know, we got to mention what you did.
Yeah.
But you always want to talk about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're doing a Sold Out tour.
That's right.
You're doing The Shy.
The Shy.
You got a CD out there now, and you're a chocolate drop.
I'm fucking drop. I mean, what is there to complain about? Life is so good.
Oh, my man. The 2-time Grammy nominated Luke James. This is Rushion McDonald. You're listening to Money Making Conversation. And you can catch all Money Making Conversations episodes on moneymakingconversation.com. Thank you. Keep listening, y'all.